today I thought that we would do a kind of a doodle classic, and that is a Zentangle or a Zentangle, however you want to say it. It's just basically kind of methodical, pattern-based doodling, and it's really good for like, just kind of mellowing out and working through anxiety, things like that. It's very chill and it's really easy to do because the great thing about it is that it doesn't have to be perfect like any doodle, and there are lots of different ways to do it. So I'm going to real quickly show you some very simple ways to get started with Zentangle, and so I hope you have fun. So I've divided my paper into 4 sections here. I'll show you the other 2 later so I can kind of focus on one at a time. First one here, I'm going to show you sort of the crisscrossing line method. I think this is the one that I learned in grade school art class. It's kind of a classic and it's easy and fun to do. So basically you want to start with a bunch of lines, and you'll notice that I'm doing this in a permanent pen, and that is a great way to start because it just kind of sets you up for making some mistakes and working with mistakes. So as you can see, I drew a bunch of lines kind of intersecting, and this one sort of branches off. So I'm left with all of these cool shapes. And then basically what you want to do is start filling the shapes in with patterns. So I'm going to stop on this one. So this is the kind of intersecting lines Zentangle. And then over here is going to be mandalas, I guess. It's where you start with a little circle and you sort of branch out like a flower here. So I started by drawing 5 different circles kind of around my piece of paper or my shape. And then I sort of start branching out. So taking this one in the middle, you can do kind of whatever you want. So I like to separate it into kind of quadrants, I'm gonna say. And you just start drawing petals basically, but shapes that kind of radiate out from around your center point. And whatever you do in one quadrant, you do to the others, and then you can add something. See at these intersection points. So now I have 8 little circles here. And now I'm just going to go kind of around and outline it. Go like that. And then I'm going to add some lotus petals. And you see how it just kind of grows. And then you can kind of decorate the inside of the shapes that you've drawn, whatever kind of comes to mind. With mandalas, it's usually a little bit more geometric than this. I kind of messed up on the petals, but that's okay. So you'll kind of do everything in like those quadrants, like this one down here. Okay, so that is the circle mandala type of Zentangle. And now I'll show you the bottom 2. Come with me, camera. Okay, so this one is kind of the quilt square method, I like to call it. So I've divided my little section up into 6 different squares, you can however many squares you want, and I just fill each with a different pattern. As you can see, some are kind of abstract. So this one I drew a bunch of ribbons and sort of shaded where they would overlap. This one I just did a bunch of squiggles and shaded every other squiggle. Overlapping shapes. This one I did like little kind of line shapes that sort of filled in the space, and this one does circles. So you can do basically anything, just kind of keep it keep the all the patterns different between the shapes, so obviously so you can tell the difference between your little squares there. Okay, and then when you're done, you have the cool quilt pattern. And you can color it in too. So you have this, black and white line art. If you haven't done it in color, that you can go back in markers and color that in, maybe even on another day. Okay, so this last one that I'll do real quickly, as you can see, I kind of started with a drawing that I did, because I do like to do figurative drawings. So I did this person jamming out to their tunes. And then to bring in the Zentangle aspect, I'm just going to draw lines that kind of go around the person there. And as you notice, when I did this drawing, I outlined it really thickly in a black so that it sort of pops the character away from the background. So this is another version of this line one that you have up here. It's just formed around a person or whatever figure. If you like drawing butterflies or flowers, anything like that, you put it sort of in the middle and you do the Zentangle around it. So those are my 4 methods that I'm showing you today, how to doodle Zentangle. You can always think of different ones, get creative with it, and I hope you have fun with this. All right.